We just experienced all 10 houses at Halloween Horror Nights before opening night, and some of the posted wait times were wildly different than what we actually waited. We also tracked everything that we ate to determine how much value we actually had included in this very expensive ticket. Welcome back to Eddytainment. My name's Eddie, and it is the Premium Screams opening night of Halloween Horror Nights. Finally, everything that we've waited for the whole entire year is finally here, and today we're here to answer the question: is Premium Screams worth the price? We're gonna make our way through the event. We're gonna check the wait times, the food, and everything that Premium Screams has to offer, and let you guys know whether or not this is something that you guys want to consider either later in October, because there is a second time this year, or next year. Let's get inside the park and have some fun. Let's make our way under the scrim. Head into Premium Screams. Thank you.
Thank you. Have fun. Okay.
All right, we're inside for Premium Screams here at Halloween Horror Nights. It's one night before the opening night, and this event is amazing. But this particular little additional upcharge has had its interesting twists and turns. Its first year was significantly better than its second year, and we are now in its third year, and we're wondering, is it still worth it? Maybe. We'll figure that out shortly. All right, so we're making our way back to our first house. One of the first things that the event for Premium Screams claims is that it is a limited capacity event. Last year, it didn't feel that way. This year, it sold out, and we're gonna see. We're making our way over to Stranger Things, probably one of the most popular houses. Let's see what the wait is. All right, Stranger Things claims to be a 10-minute wait. Let's start the timer. We're making our way back. 44 seconds. Let's see how long this queue line is. Obviously, on a regular night, it could be fairly significant. All right, 1 minute and 49 seconds. We ran into a little bit of traffic, but I think it still may be within that 10 minutes. All right, we're cutting it close. And we're going in on 8 minutes and 37 seconds. So we got through the house, and I believe it was 9 minutes and something seconds, just shy of 10 minutes. So perfect timing. The house itself, we'll have to tell you our review a little bit later. But as far as Premium Screams go, we did get through the house in just enough time for it to be worth it. Now, just stepping out of our first house, the crowds, not too crazy. Not too crazy at all. Weather though, hopefully it holds off. All right, let's test out another house. We got the Jack and Oddfellow house. Let's time this out. Another 10-minute house. The last one barely made it. Thanks, man. All right, we're about to hit 4 minutes into the Jack and Oddfellow line. I don't know where this one ends, but 4 minutes and 8 seconds and counting. I think the line ends very soon, so this might even be even shorter than our last. All right, 5 minutes and 30 seconds, and it looks like we're entering the building, but sometimes there's a queue inside, so don't let it fool you. So a 10-minute wait actually was a 6-minute wait, so we can't blame them on that one. Now, the house itself, an interesting one, but for another video. Now, making our way out of Oddfellow, we've actually built up a little bit of an appetite, and one of the things that Premium Screams promises is unlimited food. But can you realistically eat as well as do all the houses and maybe some more? Let's figure it out. All right, now in line for some food. Shall we start the timer? The lines here look pretty crazy. We're a minute and 25 into the line, and here we got the treats. We got the Death by Cheese Stick, which I think we'll get, the Jack Odd Dogs, and then some Dunks, Maniacs Mix, Oddfellow Elixir, and the canned Carnival Sour Ale. All right, so that was a 4-minute wait for whatever we wanted there. I ended up getting up both of the items. So it was the cheese stick and the hot dog. And we're about to try them both out. All right, so 4 minutes in and we got our food. Let's try the cheese stick. Delicious, honestly. All right, and next is the hot dog, and this guy looks messy. This is gonna be a little bit of an interesting one to eat. Okay, a hot dog with Cheetos. The bread is purple, which is interesting, but for the most part, delicious and a hefty size. And we crushed everything. Did a quick refill of some fried pickles as well as some twisted tater chips. Moose is with us today. And that was quick. He got it in like 2 minutes. So the turnaround for food has been spectacular so far, but don't be swayed by early results. Let's see as the night progresses how well they continue. The pickle was good, but scalding hot. And the chips are just basic. There's no crazy flavor to them, but they're nice. A nice little snack for sure. Over here we have the 2 food booths. We haven't grabbed anything here, but we have Oddfellow and Jack. Looks like Jack has a shrimp tempura, a burnt, what is that? Carnival Smash Tacos, which is a smashed cheeseburger taco, American cheese, shredded lettuce, pickles. Oh, that sounds delicious. And I think you get some of these drinks, which are super cool as well. On the Oddfellow side, they have a crispy shrimp tempura and a burnt sando, which is a crispy brioche stuffed with pastry cream with a burnt sugar crust. That sounds like it might be delicious. All right, we're in line. We got ourselves the smashed tacos from Jack's Circus Surplus, and they look delicious. All right, so as far as food goes, we're definitely getting our munch worth. We've purchased, or at least gotten a bunch of food as of recent. This is supposed to be a dessert. This is the burnt sando, I think it was. It's like a creme brulee sandwich almost. Very good, but we've ate a ton of items in a short amount of time, so I'm already getting full. All right, so we're still eating some food, but we're gonna make our way back to some houses. But if I had to claim a winner, that burnt sando was delicious. All right, we're making our way back to another house. Moose is actually keeping tally of what we've eaten, and already the number is kind of crazy. We'll be revealing that at the end of the event, whether or not it was worth it. But let's see how the houses end up turning out this second round around. We'll be going in and out of eating and enjoying houses to see how that impacts going back and forth. All right, this is gonna be tough to beat. We got the Evil Dead at 5 minutes. Let's start the clock. All right, 5 minutes. That's a tight timeline. Let's see how it turns out. We're headed to The Evil Dead Burn. New movie released this year and coming to Halloween Horror Nights already. We are in 28 seconds. And here's a look at what the regular lines will look like. Kind of crazy to think that you could be waiting in that. And 1 minute. Oh wow, this is literally a walk-on, not even a 5 minute. Let's see how this turns out. I think that's the entrance. All right, so Evil Dead Burn, the first house of the night that we actually got to experience basically on a solo. And Moose, you got scared multiple times.
They hit me with the okie doke, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that we got to go through the house on our own, just us two, which is something that you will never get to do on a regular night. And it's kind of spotty for premium screams, at least in the past. This year, hopefully, we get to do that more often. But Evil Dead Burn was spectacular because we got to do it just us two. Oh yeah, and that 5 minute wait was actually 1 minute, 42 seconds, and 49 milliseconds. All right, we have Ozzy Osbourne, Prince of Darkness, a 5 minute wait. Let's check it out. And this is kind of awesome. over by the sound stages, we now have a covered walkway. So if you actually are in a long queue and the weather decides to encroach on your Halloween Horror Nights, you don't have to worry about it as much. We're a little bit over a minute. Ozzy said that it was a 5-minute wait. Let's see how this turns out. 2 minutes and 27 seconds in, and I gotta say, this Ozzy queue makes absolutely no sense, but we're still on time for it to be a 5-minute wait. All right, another house that we almost got to do completely on our own, Ozzy, the Ozzy Osbourne house, and what a tribute to a career. That was a really cool house. And check this out, even the Fast and the Furious is getting built behind us, and they have a truck up here, I'm assuming as a prop. But so far, so good. Premium Screams this year seems to be delivering. Maybe we got to mix in some more food. And another 5-minute wait for Madlands. Let's see how this turns out. All right, so we've started the timer, and I think this is our first original of the night. All right, so after Ozzy, Madland is the next longest over the wait or the posted time. It said 5 minutes. We're still not there just yet. We're about to be. And we're gonna probably hit right at 7 minutes for Madlands. Okay, so quick recap after Madlands as far as how far we've gotten. So right now it is 8:10. So that's less than 2 hours. We've completed 6 houses to this point and eaten several food items. We haven't even stopped to eat again, which we will be doing in a little bit once our appetite kind of comes back up. But so far we've been trucking along. I'm really hoping that we get to do our favorite houses of the night multiple times, and it's looking like we may. So a quick recap of our Premium Screams night. Overall, I think it was fairly impressive. Moose, how much was the nightly rate for it? So in total, a Premium Screams ticket for the first night, I think it's gonna be the same for the October night, because this year there's multiple nights for Premium Screams. It was $324. As far as what we were able to do, we were able to complete all 10 houses super early because the event started at 6:30. Moose and I were done with the houses by 10 o'clock, and we had already repeated some of the houses by that time. So in total, we were able to do 12 houses. We did all 10, and then we repeated Hellraiser and Sinners because they're next to each other, and we enjoyed both of those houses. The time on each one of the houses, so I don't think there was many houses except for super early that had a time above 10 minutes, and definitely not any of them that we experienced where we got in line and the expected wait time was above 10 minutes. There was a house here or two that maybe went a little bit over the expected wait time when it was like a 5-minute or a 10-minute. Maybe it ended up being like 8 to 12 minutes, but overall, most of them were over predicting the wait time. Most of them said 10 minutes, you were in by 8, or said 5 minutes and you were either in 5 minutes on the dot or it was a walk-on. As far as the waits, there was one that had a higher wait, and it was super early in the event. I didn't experience that wait, but we saw it from a distance. The Aussie house had a 25-minute wait for a little bit, but when we went to Aussie, it was basically a walk-on, which great house, by the way. But yeah, I don't think that the waits are going to be that long, and none of the ones that we experienced when we were physically in any lines were anywhere near 25 minutes. What surprised me the most was definitely the fact that this year compared to last was night and day. Universal definitely listened to the patrons. Last year was a little bit of a mess. I know that it's supposed to be a limited capacity event, but my understanding, and I know some people that actually were doing it, night of, even though they had said it was sold out, people were buying tickets at the gate. I think they definitely oversold it above what the limited expectation is that they had set, and there was no pulsing. You were waiting in 30 minutes for some of those houses, but this year they definitely turned it around. They listened, they delivered. We were able to do houses, we were able to complete everything, and we were old. We didn't even stay up till 2, so it was actually kind of nice for people like us that you know, we get tired. It was on a travel date. We hadn't slept since like 5 a.m. We had been awake. So we were able to actually duck out early, go back to the hotel, and get some rest after a long day of travel and Halloween Horror Nights. The crowds were very manageable. Once again, there wasn't anything that we waited above the listed wait time by much. And the ones that we did wait a little bit over were very few. Most of them were under or exact. And as you're walking around the event, there wasn't any like crazy crowding. The food lines were super fast. You basically just walked straight through. You know, there was no cashier, so there wasn't much to like delay anybody. And they were doing a really good job of producing the food. So they had a lot of the food waiting for you at the gate or at the booth, and they had people handing it out, as well as the beverages, the waters, the sodas, all that stuff, and at no cost. So you really can get a good bang for your buck out of the food. And I think we did as well. Moose, my calculator, how much did we have in the food? Yeah, so let's just call it $168 total, and that could be per person. $168 worth of food out of a $300 and something ticket. That's pretty significant benefit right there off the bat, in addition to getting those shorter lines. Express itself costs about $200 a night, so I would say that's a huge win. Who should buy the tickets? Who should buy the tickets is anybody who doesn't appreciate a wait. I mean, Halloween Horror Nights has grown to a size now that it is the biggest and most advanced Halloween attraction in the world, right? Whether you're going to Japan, Universal, or Orlando, these events draw a large crowd. And if you want to be able to do all the houses, you have a particular house that's your favorite, or you just don't like crowds and lines, this ticket
definitely
is
going about 2 minutes over.
We were doing RIP.
We're about to go in.
Screams was
just a little bit over 2 minutes over the wait time.
The same thing, right? We didn't have to wait. You know, there's a value exchange when things are pricier. You just got to make sure that if you're putting up the cash, that you're getting the value in exchange for your hard-earned money. And last year that was an issue. This year, coming back and forth, premium screams is definitely worth it. And if you're looking at enjoying the event with low crowds, don't appreciate long waits, or you were considering getting express and your daytime ticket, this may be a viable option in exchange of those options. And on that note, guys, we wrap things up. Premium Scream is back in full form. I would definitely say it's a considerable option if you guys have the money to spend. Moose, would you say it was a good time?
It was a great time. Had a blast.
Great time. He had a blast. Quote him, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming along. I hope this video helps you decide whether or not Premium Screams is the right option for you. I know that it's had some shaky years in between its first and second year not being clear, but I think Universal is listening, and Premium Screams was awesome this year. We still have one more Premium Scream night, so if you're looking at coming in October, this may be something you want to consider now or future years. Guys, thank you so much for coming along. We will see you on the next one, and the next one will be very soon at Halloween Horror Nights. But up till then, don't forget to ask yourself, have you been edutained?